so much for joining me today. You submitted a nomination for Sarah Hamburg. Would you like to tell me more about who you are and how you met Sarah?
So my name's Andrew Attwood. I'm from Antbe Lodge. We're situated in the Drakensberg Mountains, and we operate a sustainable product, tourism product, which we're very into ecotourism, and we were 100% based on international tourism pre this COVID crisis. So with the COVID crisis, we lost 100% of our market. That market I can't see is going to be back before maybe 2023. And in desperation, I reached out to everybody I knew and then started reaching out to anybody I didn't. I saw a Facebook post by Sarah in maybe Tourism in My Blood or one of these groups. I can't really remember. And I just commented and said, would you like to talk to me? And so she did, and that's how I met her. So, and for me, she was one of the key persons I spoke to in helping us get through this crisis. She kind of took a situation that was almost hopeless and changed it into a situation that I could see a series of actions that we could do and try to turn things around. And it resulted in us creating a domestic marketing campaign where we've been trying to collect domestic email addresses of people interested in the Drakensberg. So no, it's not really an anti campaign, it's a Drakensberg campaign. And we've now collected, I think, just on 19,000 email addresses. That's been in since September, so 7 months. Basically, we're running a competition to win an accommodation in the Drakensberg. There's 3 places that are part of the competition. And then what happens is we collect the email address, and then we have an automated email series behind that subscription. And that sends out about 10 emails every couple of weeks that got very good Drakensberg content, so content about the destination. So not really marketing anyone's place specifically. And then, so essentially that campaign works in that it does as much as possible to get somebody to subscribe, so the competition entry, and then it does as much as possible to get rid of that person. So by sending people a lot of Drakensberg content, they're either going to like it or they're not. If they're not interested in the content, then we want them off the list. So we lose about 10% of people within the first five emails or 3 emails. But over time, that email list just gets stronger and stronger. And then we submit offers for places sideways as separate email campaigns into that list. And then a second aspect that worked really well was that when we awarded the prize for the first time, we gave everybody else in the list a runner-up prize of a 1,000 Rand gift voucher. That 1,000 Rand gift voucher from a consumer is like 1,000 Rand cash. But for the product owners, it's actually like 1,000 Rand discount. So in my case, it amounts to about a 12% discount, which is, it's better than I was doing pre the crisis. I'm normally paying between 20 and 30% commission rates. So a 10% to a 12% discount is a nothing. And I would say 95% of my current bookings are bookings that come through this voucher concept. So we've taken the lodge from 0% occupancy in September to now about 10% occupancy, and we need to get to about 20% to break even. So while I haven't got a silver bullet to solving my problems yet, we are getting quite close to it. And I think that by September, we'll be there. Just because I managed to do half of what's needed in 6 months, I think another 6 months will get us to that point. And I think that we've got to get the list to about 35 or 40,000 people on the list. Then I can just send out an email and we'll have bookings. So this list is also done collaboratively. So it's not just NP Lodge. It's a number of places in the Drakensberg, and it's basically open to anyone. Also, I've realized that collaboration is key for any kind of success, and I think that's going to be for the future. So I've now done campaigns for Limpopo, and I've got a current campaign running for KwaZulu-Natal with 6 different places offering 2 nights each in that competition with 65,000 Rand. That KZN campaign has been running 5 days. It's already taken in 900 competition entries. So these kind of campaigns, destination marketing campaigns, really work well. And if anybody would like to get a hold of me, they're welcome to. I'm open to working with anybody, and we just need to get more tourism places to actually survive this crisis.
That is very true. Thank you, Andrew, for sharing your story. Thank you for that. I think you've quite explained so much of how you and Sarah work together and how she has helped you out of the state that was before COVID. And good luck with everything that will happen in the future. I think my last question would be, why did you feel compelled to nominate Sarah, and do you see yourself working with her in the future?
That's the question that I have no answer to. Sarah is a person who through the goodness of her heart opened herself up to assisting me and all sorts of other places all over the world. And I'm sure she has a secondary agenda in that she's building up a network for her consulting business and is hoping to get some sort of future business from it. And I would be very open to working with her, but I don't have a plan about it yet. And I don't even know if she's got a plan about that yet. I think she's just reaching out to and helping people where she can, because that's the kind of person she is.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Lifting Others interview. You were nominated by Andrew Attwood, but first we would like to know, who is Sarah and how did you establish yourself in the industry?
Great. Okay. Thank you so much, Danielle, for that question. Right. Who am I? Well, my life started in the UK, but as I decided that my love for travel wanted to take me further afield, I actually ended up in South America. And I was there for over 2 decades working in tourism the whole time I was there, and education. And so, yeah, I was tour leading for about a decade over there across the whole continent. And I stayed in so many awesome places, I decided I needed to set up my own. And so I bought some property in southern Chile, set up a backpackers hostel, learned so much. And I decided, because of some issues in the destination, that I would like to study more about creating responsible destinations. And so I studied a master's in that online from the UK, from the International Centre for Responsible Tourism Management. And that led me into consultancy. I did that alongside my hostel, and then I moved on to managing a luxury lakeside lodge too, and loved every second of it. In between, I studied to teach, and just generally have always really enjoyed kind of marrying these two elements of training, teaching and working in tourism. So that's where I am. It's what my passion is. It's what I love, and I'm very happy to be in the industry and helping others move forward.
Amazing. That's very beautiful said. Thank you, Sarah. Like I said previously, Andrew Attwood nominated you for being a superlifter in our campaign. And what was the work that you guys did together? Was there any specific reason you think he nominated you?
Well, and I'm very honoured that Andrew chose me. I think it's a lovely thing that he did that. My relationship with him began as a result of the free resources that I created just after COVID hit. I did move to Austria from South America in 2019, which meant that it was just before COVID hit. And when it did, I realized that I was fueled by so much empathy for all of these small independent hoteliers, lodge owners, hostel owners, who were sitting there just saying, wow, what just happened, right? And I wasn't on the front line at this point. I'd been there my whole life. And I just sat there and thought, what would I be doing right now? Or what would I need if I were there on the front line? And so pulling on some information and experiences I'd had when we had a 8.8 earthquake in Chile that halted our arrivals, when we then had a volcanic eruption that stopped our reservations overnight, I look back at what I did to help my own business and then for my clients rebuild. And I started to put it down on paper. So I created a free resource series, and Andrew picked up on that and became involved as in my email database at that point. And as time went on, I began talking about how to pivot to domestic, and Andrew responded to one of my emails, and he was very interested in the take I have bringing responsible tourism into marketing small accommodation providers. And he was interested to know more about the email marketing side of things. And so he asked me some questions. He had some concerns. He also had some really, really great ideas himself. And he launched an email marketing survey, if you like, to begin with, and then kind of hit into a few questions as to where to go from here. And he had some responses and what to do and how to move forward. And we toed and froed with emails for quite a while. And yeah, he clearly, because he nominated me, felt very supported by the information I was giving him, and that turned into a great working relationship. And yeah, I can see the results he's got from the work we did together, and the advice I gave him, and some ideas and inspiration, and that's how we got to where we are now. So yeah, that's it.
Amazing. And I'm sure he was truly blessed and very he really needed that, because businesses took a lot of hits and everything was just in a spiral when COVID hit. My next question to you would be, Sarah, were there any other initiatives that you were involved in that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, well, when I launched the resources, there really was the initial plan was just get this to as many people who need some feeling of connection, support, and inspiration right now. And that obviously worked quite well. The resources were downloaded by a lot of people from across the world. I was quite astounded, really, just how far they went so fast. And one of the results of this was I was invited to collaborate on a book which was called Tourism, Travel and COVID-19. And it was written for Southern and Eastern Africa, edited by Shanley Hebert. And that obviously then brought some connections for me within South Africa. People were interested in the resources I'd written, and so I was invited to do a couple of webinars. Not long ago, I did a workshop for SATSA, which was about pivoting, persevering, or packing up for the Northern Cape. And also, I've been invited to sit on the Sustainable Hospitality World Panel, which is where viewpoints get put out every 6 to 8 weeks or so, based on a panel of experts who have different takes on things. And the organisation of that, Hospitality Net, were particularly interested that I have quite a unique take, because I look at things from the perspective of the small business owner, small accommodation owner, and there are lots of corporates involved in things like that. So I do have this take now that's growing, quite unique, being focusing on how to bring responsible tourism into the everyday business practices and into the marketing of small and medium-sized accommodation providers. So yeah, really excited to see where it's going now.
Yeah, thank you. That's nice. And my last question would be, Sarah, do you have any words of encouragement to those small business owners and those people out there still trying to figure out what to do next and where to go from here and post-COVID? Do you have any advice or motivation for them at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. As this process has developed, I've noticed collaboration. We all keep hearing collaboration, the word. It's so crucial to moving on. But I just want to put that word collaboration into context about accommodation owners and small business owners within a destination, because I think it's really important to understand that the recovery that we're moving into now will not, it cannot work if we all just do something for ourselves. Now, of course, we need to take ownership of our own drive to pivot towards domestic or whatever marketing we're doing. But it's really, really important to think of it, the bigger picture, that when somebody is looking for information on a destination, whether they start by reading about the activities they can do there and looking at an activity provider, or whether they start by looking at where they would like to stay, it is one element of a bigger picture that they need. And so they don't just want to know that the hotel is cleaning up to COVID standards. They also want to know that when they go out to eat, when they arrive at the airport, if they're flying, when they drive from the nearest city, wherever they stop on the way, that all of these points are, as a destination, COVID friendly, if you like. Anyone involved in the destination is the right thing to make their employees, their businesses, and the guests safe. And so it's just a different way of looking at it, taking that step back. And also from a personal perspective, anyone involved in this bounce forward, as I like to call it, instead of a bounce back, anyone involved in this bounce forward, they really should also take really great care of themselves, because it's so easy to just get so down and just feel overwhelmed. And I think it's so important just to breathe, rest, relax, and when it's all too much, just take that day off. The world isn't going to collapse overnight, even though it all feels like the weight's on our shoulders right now. And reach out to other people who are in your situation too. There are some great communities out there, and so I invite everyone to join my Facebook group, the Building Tourism Resilience. There's some lovely people in there who are always on hand to offer support, and whatever resonates with you, whichever community does, as long as you're finding some support in that, then I think that's a really great, important point right now.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you for being a super lifter.
Thank you. It's an honor.